If one of the most dreaded questions in your house is, what's for dinner tonight? I've got the solution for you. I'm going to show you how I use my fast method of meal planning combined with a digital meal planning app to make meal planning, grocery shopping, and cooking so much easier. You'll be able to make fewer trips to the grocery store, save money, and spend less time in the kitchen worrying about what you're going to cook. If you're new here, I'm Stephanie from Mommy Standard Time, where we save minutes and savor moments. I love to talk about saving time on the mundane tasks of life that we don't necessarily enjoy in order to have more time to savor with the people we love doing the things that we do enjoy. Meal planning, grocery shopping, and cooking are three tasks that I just don't enjoy all that much. That's why I developed my ABCDE method of fast meal planning, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But then I discovered a meal planning app called Plan to Eat, and I realized that I could save even more time by using this tool to walk through the ABCDE method even more quickly. And the rest is history. I have been using my fast meal planning method combined with Plan to Eat for well over 5 years now, and it has saved me countless hours, not to mention a lot of money at the grocery store. I don't even use this app to its full potential, and I still think it's worth every penny. Before we dive into how I use this app to save so much time and money, I thought I would just give you a quick introduction to Plan to Eat. Like I said, it's a digital meal planning app that allows you to collect and save recipes and then organize them, and then you plan and prep your meals all in one app. You can clip recipes from online, even social media captions, and you can add them to this digital recipe manager. You can then organize your recipes with customizable tags to make it easier to find what you need. Then, when you're ready to put together your meal plan for the week, you just add the recipes you want to make to your digital meal planning calendar. Once your meal plan is all figured out, the app automatically consolidates the ingredients that you will need and creates a shopping list so that you have everything for your meals for the week. Now, I know that was a very quick and simplified description of this app. So now I'm gonna walk you through those features that I just mentioned and other ways that I use Plan to Eat to do my fast meal planning method. And so when it comes to the ABCDE method, the A stands for what do I already have? One of the best ways to save money on groceries is to plan meals around what's already in your kitchen. And so I use Plan to Eat on this step of meal planning by using the search function to find recipes that include the ingredients I already have on hand. So let's say I go through my fridge before I go grocery shopping and I discover I have an unused bag of fresh spinach that I need to use up. So I'll just grab my phone, type spinach into the search bar, and I will have all of my recipes that include spinach. And then I just have to scroll through and find something to add to my menu for the week. The B in my fast meal planning method stands for bargains. Are there any ingredients on sale that I can use in my meal plan to save money? Plan to Eat is very helpful for this step too. Now again, you could just use the search function when you see an ingredient on sale. So let's say you find avocados are on sale, so you'll type in avocado into the search bar. But in addition to that, you can actually put together a menu of meals that you can make when a particular ingredient is on sale. So that way, anytime that sale comes around, you don't have to go searching through your Plan to Eat app. You already have a menu planned for when that happens. In my Plan to Eat account, I have a menu for chicken and ground beef. Now, these aren't necessarily all meals that we'll eat in that week, but I do like to put together freezer meals when the protein is on sale. And so some of those meals get put into the freezer. Now, Plan to Eat does have a solution for tracking your freezer meals, but that's probably a topic for another video. But the menu feature saves you time because you don't have to go through and add those recipes one by one. You can just add the menu to your calendar, and then all of those recipes will then be in your calendar with one click. The C in my fast meal planning method stands for calendar. Are there any things on the calendar that might impact our meals for the week? Now, this could be nights that you'll be really busy around dinner time. For our family, I always watch for nights when certain family members won't be joining us for dinner, so we can squeeze in a meal that they don't like, but the rest of us do. It helps me circulate some of those meals. And Plan to Eat helps me with this step of my meal planning in a couple of ways. First, I can access Plan to Eat from either my phone or my computer. There's a really popular recipe management app where you have to pay for the phone app and for the computer access. And I think the computer access is like $30. And so with Plan to Eat, you can access it from your phone, your tablet, your computer, and just for the one price. And so when I'm meal planning, I don't have to, on my phone, I'm a millennial and I think there are big screen tasks and then small screen tasks. So I don't like to toggle between the Plan to Eat app and then my digital calendar. So what I do is I have my laptop open on my kitchen table with Plan to Eat, and then I have my calendar on my phone, and I'm able to quickly scroll through my calendar and make changes to the meal plan on my laptop at the same time without having to pay extra. The other thing I love about the Plan to Eat app is that you can connect it to your digital calendar. And so all these decisions that you make in Plan to Eat can show up on the, your phone calendar that you use every day. And so you don't have to go into Plan to Eat to check what dinner you had planned to make for that night. And what's cool is that this also includes prep notes. So when you're adding recipes to your organizer, there is a place where you can add prep notes. You can even specify when you need to start that prep. So just as an example, we rarely have fresh ground beef in our house. It always comes from the freezer. So all of my ground beef recipes have a prep note to take ground beef out of the freezer one day before. And then since I have connected Plan to Eat to my digital calendar, that prep note also pops up on my phone calendar as an event. And that feature has saved me more than once. The D in my meal planning method is to decide which dinners we'll be having during the week. So I plan the dinners first. If your meal planning time is limited, don't worry about planning every last meal and snack. Just start with dinner and you'll naturally fill in the blanks. You'll have leftovers around for lunchtime, and you'll likely have the same pantry staples around for breakfast. The main concern with meal planning is dinner, so don't feel like you need to worry about all of the other meals. Plan to Eat helps me with this step by making it super easy to drag and drop recipes into the meal planner and then to specify which meal it's for. You can just drag and drop it on the correct meal slot for that day. And then it's also really easy to just move things around as you finalize your meal plan for the week. Finally, the E in my meal planning method is to ask myself if I have everything else I need to cook for my family that week. This is when I write down what I'll need for breakfasts and lunches. I don't necessarily plan those meals, but I'll just write down bagels or oatmeal. And then I also just make sure we have all of our other household necessities and pantry staples. And this is one of the main perks of Plan to Eat. Once everything has been added to the planner, you just head over to the Shop tab and your shopping list will be created for you. And whenever possible, it will combine ingredients from each recipe so you can just see the total amount of that ingredient you'll need for the week. So instead of having eggs listed 5 times because you're using eggs in 5 different recipes, it will total the number of eggs you need and give you one amount. The app also makes it easy to add other things to your grocery list that aren't necessarily on the meal plan. So then by the time you're done, you have this organized and comprehensive shopping list, and it's even split up by store department. You can even tell Plan to Eat which stores you shop at for certain ingredient types. So like for me, in the previous town where we lived, I only bought meat at one particular store. Plan to Eat knew this, and so when I would get my shopping list, it would be divided into the store where I buy my meat and then to the store where I bought everything else. Once I have my list, I just take one last run through my meal plan and my kitchen cupboards to make sure that I cross off anything that I don't actually need. And that one step has saved us so much money. And it really just takes a minute before leaving to the store to go through the list and tap the things that you already have, and then they disappear off of the list. And then your digital grocery list is super tidy and easy to use in the store. There are so many other things that I could say about Plan to Eat, but this video would just be way too long. I'll probably show you some other ways that I use Plan to Eat to save time in some future videos. Like I might share how I use Plan to Eat to make the holidays run more smoothly. So if that's something you're interested in, leave a comment below, or if there's something else you'd like to know about this app, I'd be happy to share. But one of the reasons I wanted to show you Plan to Eat right now is that it's almost time for their annual Black Friday sale, when it's 50% off for the whole year. And that means you can do all of these things and save time and money and effort on your meal planning for just about $2 per month. I'm a pretty budget conscious person, but this is one purchase that I make every year on Black Friday without a second thought. And so the easiest way to make sure that you don't miss the sale is to just go ahead and sign up for a 14-day free trial. It's not one of those where they catch you and you forget to cancel and all those. They don't ask for your credit card information. So just sign up so you can browse the features and get a feel for if it's something you'd even be interested in. And then you'll be on their mailing list to hear about the next sale. I am including my referral link below because if you use it to sign up for your trial, you'll still receive 20% off your first year if you decide to go ahead and sign up, but the Black Friday sale has passed. And then you'll be ready for the Black Friday sale next year. So that's how I save even more time on meal planning using my favorite digital meal planning app. If you liked this video and you enjoy meal planning tips and time-saving tips, feel free to subscribe to my channel and I will see you next time.